And so when I'm talking about these Illuminati conversations, that's just to get those things out there in real conversation. I didn't invent these things, and I'm not the reason they exist.
Why is it that there's not as many people like you that will come out and say, yo, listen, I don't
dangerous.
give a fuck. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Because they'll kill you.
Oh.
And it's not a joke, and it's not like, no, because a life doesn't mean anything to them. It's easy for them to do. They're adept at doing a ditty, getting rid of you and not having no handprints on it. Like this is how they traffic.
Katt Williams, who I like to refer to as Kattstradamus for his clairvoyant predictions, is back up on these podcast streets with a recent appearance on the Carmelo Anthony podcast. Title of that podcast is 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Carmelo Anthony, the Katt Williams interview. Guys, I want to go through some key points, some key highlights within this fantastic 2-hour conversation. I'll leave a link to the conversation down in the description box down below in case you want to see the entire thing. But Katt was specifically referencing the after effect of his Shannon Sharpe interview way back in the beginning of 2024, and as well as a current beef that he has with another comedian by the name of Ali Siddiq. So let's get after it. Let's get into it. Without further ado.
The fallout from that interview, it almost felt like prophecy for a lot of people. Like, it was my first time hearing those things.
Yeah.
And I didn't do no Googles or wasn't really in social media or keeping up on any of that stuff. I look at it and be like, it felt like prophecy. Like, as the year went on, things that you said in that interview
end up happening.
Headline after headline.
You mean like Diddy
Cat
going
was
to
right.
jail or TDJ stepping down?
I mean, it was all that. It was all that.
That's wild.
And like every time you see like hashtag Katt was right, Katt's right. They have the clip.
I'm only trying to
Posted
tell
on
the
the joint.
truth.
Where
How
did
many of those you
Katt
get a day, though? Katt was right.
I don't look at it like that. I don't own the information. I'm very firm that I'm on God's side. So consequently, it's never a problem trying to be humble. I'm always humble. Like, I know I ain't shit. I know why I'm.
He got two watches on talking about he always
See
humble.
what I'm saying? I connect to that source every day.
Yeah.
Me and God are in a conversation about this adventure that I'm on and how this can go, and him giving me these opportunities like with this Shannon thing to speak globally and to show the fact that my words and your words are not the same. I can say some things articulately for a long period of time and still be saying something. And at the end of the day,
It's a
little
gift.
boy, nobody's checking for you because you're not liable to say nothing.
Right.
You're either not allowed to say nothing because of the relationships you have in business, or you're
Right.
not man enough to do it, or your friends is big ass niggas, so you feel allegiance to, but for whatever those reasons are,
Yeah.
neutrality is what you don't get to have.
It is my opinion that Katt essentially, with the Shannon Sharpe interview, created a second career for himself. And that's no disrespect to what we know Katt Williams to have been a part of before. But by second career, what I'm saying is that people now see Katt Williams as a soothsayer, right? As a truth teller, as perhaps a prophet. And a lot of that is him having intimate knowledge of the industry that he is a part of and being able to speak truthfully in regards to that. Because at the end of the day, this has been a part of our human biology since the beginning of time. We would try to explain things that seemingly at the time was unexplainable, but a lot of those things were figured out later on with the inventions of different things such as like microscopes and what have you. The list goes on. But in modern times today, with people looking for news and information, we're looking for the truth. So Katt Williams saying so many things that inevitably became true. It's like he gained a whole new audience of people that are just looking for truth tellers.
Pick a side, right? And so when I'm talking about these Illuminati conversations, that's just to get those things out there in real conversation. I didn't invent these things, and I'm not the reason they exist. But my job as a public official is to find out what the truth is about things and reveal that to us that care about that sort of thing.
Why is it that there's not as many people like you that will come out and say, yo, listen, I don't give a fuck. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Because they'll kill you.
Oh.
And it's not a joke, and it's not like, no, because a life doesn't mean anything to them. It's easy for them to do. They're adept at doing a ditty, getting rid of you and not having no handprints on it. Like this is how they traffic. And so you will have to really not be scared. Not be acting like you're not scared. You'd have to really be too stupid to be scared. You see what I'm saying? I'm backed by God, so I don't even know how to have the fear you need me to have.
But is that stupidity? That ain't stupid if you backed by God.
Hey, I just put it out there for the idiots to have something to grasp onto. But what I'm saying is, if my only belief is in God, then how I'm going to be scared?
Only God can judge me, huh?
They all laughing and joking in regards to the seriousness of Katt's point, but notice who's in the room that's not currently laughing. Katt Williams. And perhaps it's just a way to like quell the tension of an obviously important statement. But this is absolutely the price of being a truth teller. You know, you can be a part of the go along, get along crew, you know, sit in your corner, collect your checks. Then you can't just sit idly by and let whatever political organization or large corporate backing or a big payday or even the threat of violence to stop you. Now, I want to dovetail to a couple of minutes later when they begin to speak about the beef that Katt Williams has with this particular comic.
Carmelo, the peace guard around here.
Yeah, with respect, we call him that.
With respect, with respect. And on this couch a few months ago, Ali Siddiq came on the show, and he had some things to say about you not making public or private amends, and said something along the lines of, and I'm paraphrasing here because it's been a minute, but he said something along the lines of like the apology's got to be just as loud as the disrespect. You know what I mean? Whichever way it was. I don't know.
I agree with that philosophy wholehearted, but let's be very clear. I just said I didn't remember the guy. So I said I don't know the guy, right? And then other comedians showed me pictures where I'm around the guy. He's in the same room as me. Maybe I'm too old. I feel like if I don't have your number and you don't have my number, we never exchanged numbers, then I don't know you. I feel like if we've never communicated or like, okay, so, but if I said that I didn't know you and clearly I've been around you, that was the only apology I could have made to the guy. And so I didn't have any amends that I was trying to make. So when it was suggested that he meet up with me, he was confused at why I was not going to be having no apologetic energy. Like, I'm not apologizing. On site is on site. Like I'm the person being crossed in this situation, not vice versa. I'm not sure what he said, but whatever he said, it didn't involve me doing something to him or doing something against him or stepping outside of code. I'm not sure what he said the issue actually was, but I'm saying at the end of the day, you can't afford to be a comedian and be black and be short and be righteous and have me as a op, my nigga. It's counterproductive to your very existence. Not just because I'm him, but because you're not. And so how, I'm saying,
I mean, Ali's also great work,
I have nothing disrespectful to say about him because I don't know him like that. Like, as a comedian, I think he does a great job. He's a storyteller. Generally, you got to be 80 years old to be a storyteller. Like, nobody does that even brand of comedy. Like, I don't see, that's why it can't, most of these can never be legitimate beefs because I'm not an insecure person. Like, I'm a quick to say I'm sorry type nigga. Like, I would never let a nigga fuck around and damage both of our energies.
Right,
Like,
right,
are you
right.
kidding? Like,
Katt Williams got to be one of the most respectful, disrespectful comedians that we got, right? How you gonna say having me as an op is counterproductive? That's hilarious. But it don't even sound like a beef. It sounds like a communication understanding, and those two things are very different. But it's also clear that whatever respect that Katt Williams thinks that he is owed has not been represented on the other side. But two things could be true at the same time. Although he doesn't need to do that, I think it would be productive to the image of both of these men if they could squash it. But let's listen to a little bit more.
Yeah.
but by the same token, if you don't really like me because you can't be me, then my job is to make it better and better looking for you, boy. Because you probably at the club and I'm probably at the arena at your hometown. I'm probably selling 21,000 tickets where you live. You probably at the club still. You probably is barking outside of your lane. Nobody in the WNBA get to talk sideways to Melo. So why I'm going to let these little rails and a whole different, these CBA niggas, why I'm gonna let them talk about what I got live going on over here in the real league. It's weird.
The most disrespectful, respectful comedian.
Like, to me, like, beef. I don't think it's a beef. And I'm just an outsider. You know what I mean? Like,
There is not. It's all peace,
beef
guy.
is beef. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we gotta stop. That's why I said that to somebody on social media the other day. Stop using these type of words, man. The terminology.
That's different. Beef is something.
But I'm
But
saying
it is
it's
legitimate though,
very legitimate.
because look, what I'm saying
beef is just-
everybody that I talked about on Shannon, if I said, like what I was saying about Cedric is, no, do you know how many times me and Cedric been in the same room? Like, no, I had to give him a pass. So do you think how you would feel if you gave somebody a pass for something and then 10 years after the pass, they act like the offense didn't even happen? Like, are you kidding? Of course I would have punched you in your bread basket. Are you kidding me? Like, there's no way. Like, so yeah, it do be legitimate beef, because if I say I don't like you, I mean that in the literal and the physical.
But to me,
I have that
true
issue,
indeed.
bro.
True indeed. But the Ali shit, right? Only because he sat here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
This ain't no gossip shit. This is real shit. It's like he sat here.
Yeah.
And as I'm observing what he's saying, it's like, and then hearing your side of it, it's a disconnect in the way that we receiving this information. You have one standpoint of, I didn't know who that was in the room. Yeah, he was in the room, but I didn't, right?
Okay.
And
So
then on his perspective, it's,
Yeah, but let me
that nigga
help
knew
you.
who I was.
Let me help
he's
you.
friend on me.
Let me reveal.
Please do.
Let me
'Cause
reveal.
I like to get this to the bottom of this.
Most of his story is fictitious, right? So he has worked a deal with the venue where the people that put on the shows, he got in the contract that he gonna open all the shows, that the comedy shows that come to this particular venue, right? So generally, most artists aren't even the people that see their contracts. They don't know about none of that, right?
Yeah.
But because I run all my stuff, I see all of the contracts, right? But when I bring my tour, I have 5 or 6 people opening for me, and they already come with us. Ali was not one of those people. He was not traveling with us. He was not on the tour. There are no posters and billboards that Ali was on tour with Katt. That does not exist. It was just for this venue because this is the venue he had pull at, right? So he thinks, as a guy opening the show, that he can come out to Every Day I'm Hustling by Rick Ross and come do his set to start the show when me, the headliner, is coming out to the same thing. I'm not even at the venue. It's my people telling this nigga, you cannot come out to that. Like, what is this Katt show? And he's telling the comedians, y'all ain't even gonna be able to follow me. I come to do 30 minutes and I'm gonna kill. And like,
Listen, what I will say is that Katt started us off saying that he doesn't even remember the guy. Now he's going into very vivid detail of not only remembering the guy, but knowing what he was going to come out to, so much so that he was able to impersonate him in something that he said.
by the time I get to the conversation, like, Either Ali can perform or I can. You see how that's a no-brainer? Right. But because somebody did book him, maybe this is a money situation. So somebody get this man a check so that he didn't lose any money for coming out. I wouldn't want it to be that type of situation. So no matter how you break this is never me versus him. Like, he was never, like, that's why he can't tell you about any conversation he was having with me and how that's just not possible. Like, I already had the people on the tour that was on the tour already. This is just a stop in Houston.
You moving how you moving, and it's coming from two different directions.
But he's aware of both of those directions. He's not unaware.
Is it salvageable?
He told you himself there's nothing to salvage.
Copy.
I'm saying it would be different if we had a relationship and it went awry. We never had a relationship. He was on an opposition team. He's the enforcer for Bill Bellamy and D-Lay and Billy Sorrells. Because that's his squad. Come on, man. Because that's his squad.
I didn't take that word out.
You dig?
Right.
And everybody understands that.
So you drew the line.
Hey, I didn't draw anything.
Okay.
But I will acknowledge the line at all times.
Indeed.
Like, there's no cards to play on me. There's no way for you to be in open competition with me and wanting to do harm to me when you know how important I am to this thing. And the fact that you're supposed to be that as well, it's unforgivable. Like, it's almost sacrilege.
I mean, I get it. I totally understand.
But you talk about balance.
Because at the end of the day, he a trustee. As a nigga that go to jail, we don't give a fuck what the trustees say. They always talking.
So how do you balance that, though? You said balance.
I just
Only
showed
balance
you.
Equal balance, right?
Left fist, right fist, same way he balances.
but you just said another thing, though. You said knowing how important you are to this, right? Why would you, like...
As an independent artist who didn't give in to Hollywood, who's got the same...
But if you decking in the street, you know what I'm saying? Like, that could jeopardize what you got going.
That was none of he and I's interaction at any point. Like, it's impossible for it to be a beef. I never had a grudge with this guy.
Even outside of it being beef, you said, he would come in and say, I got 30 minutes, nobody can file me, all that type of stuff.
But he was just saying that to the comedians that I had as openers.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, at least at that same level, you can at least respect that energy as a stand-up comedian when you want the competitiveness of wanting to be the guy.
He didn't want the competitiveness. He wanted the respect.
He'll tell you, when we go to play an away game, stay the fuck over there. This is the away version over here. That's the home locker room over there. You stay over there. We over here.
Yeah, it's about respect.
Like, knock it off.
We come through two different directions.
This is an away game. How you finagled your way.
Yeah, break that down for me for folks who may not.
To get adjacent to my team, but you don't respect me as the leader and captain of the team, and you also disrespecting the rookies.
Right.
I completely understand Katt in a situation. Some people might say, his ego was getting involved here, but I think that if you have a comedian that has been documented, he's been known for putting on a lot of different other comedians. So much so that he's created this tour and he's got all these comics and these venues, and you have a comic that's coming in that's just popular within that city. If he doesn't come in with just utmost ceremonious respect, then he will feel slighted. But then on Ali's side, he might be saying to himself, listen, but I'm knocking it out the park. This is where I'm from. This is my audience. These are my people. And he may feel some type of way. I just hope that they squash it because they're both crazy talented. And I just love to see them do content together.
Like, knock it off. Where do you play? You probably play at the Chicken Shack. They got 150 seats in there. Go live that life. That's your real life. This is an arena. This Toyota Center we talking about. Knock it off.
It's a little different.
I don't think it's ever going to happen.
The conversation.
Katt looked like he's standing on business.
I'm a fan of both of y'all brothers.
We tried.
Yeah, they tried.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Not only did you try.
It didn't always work.
It don't always work, yeah.
If you guys can tell me that when you had the conversation with him that he said something differently than I said, So what are you saying? You saying he went for peace? You saying he went for peace and then I messed it up by coming on and not accepting it?
No.
I gotta.
We heard his piece.
The way I
Right. He also told you that there could be no making amends for it because of the lines that have already been crossed.
Yes.
Okay.
For me, it's only the fact that they've been crossed when I have no beef with him.
Yeah.
But it seems like those lines are imaginary.
Nothing in my world is imaginary.
No, to him. You know, or to
self-generated.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Right.
Like,
but I'm saying only one of us is trying to get mentioned in the same sentence as the other.
Oh.
Me being talked about with Ali Siddiq does nothing for my credibility or anything.
Right.
Him being mentioned with me, though, somehow puts him in the conversation of greatness without needing 60 movies. He can have 0. Without having 50 network appearances, he can have 0. With 13 specials, he can have 6 and still be in this same conversation. It's for us to not allow that. And we do that by ignoring every episode of everything that he's on. That's why the numbers be so low.
That's actually sage advice right there. And it's something that, you know, all content creators need to practice. You create content, you set up on a podcast, people are going to have opinions about it. People have had opinions on my shit, and I typically don't respond unless there's some type of benefit to me, some type of value to me in my response. And if there's not, if I can't strategize how it's going to benefit me, whether it be with increasing my reach or increasing my bottom line, then it don't make no sense for me to respond.
You were saying enforcer.
You got to born the knowledge, man. You got to born the knowledge.
We tried, America.
Listen, I tried to complete the cipher, man.
There was no times that Carmelo suited up to play the opposition team and was okay with the fact that tonight the other team wins.
Facts. I agree with that.
This is 101. This is ISO. I'm the greatest 101 ISO in the lanes I play in that ever existed, and I don't need nobody
to validate.
You can't broker peace. There must be a winner. There must be a loser. Don't be mad at me because I'm throwing my W up.
Man.
Sorry. To those it may offend.
The talk.
Yo, listen,
You probably a part.
I respect it.
L Nation.
I respect
You
it.
can only talk that way if you had to back it up.
Oh, you
and
have,
had it not received well.
and the
as well.
receipts is out there, man.
Yeah.
The receipts is out there. That's why I was like, damn. It's like
We're receipt generators. We probably did the Shannon Sharp interview already having planted enough of the information out there for people to be able to find. I don't know. I'm saying if they call somebody a genius, they must be making some moves, you know.
I'm going to stop the content right here. Guys, again, link to it in the description box down below. This is 2 hours worth of content of just listening to Katt Williams articulate about different things. Fantastic work that they're doing over there at the Carmelo Anthony podcast. But I'll finish off and say this. I think that I actually did a video not too long ago about being a people pleaser, right? The negatives of, you know, wanting everyone to like you, right? And always feeling as though you need to, you know, make peace and, you know, inevitably succumb to will in spite of what you believe is right or wrong. And what I see from Katt here is essentially just that. He's saying that he's the best to ever do it. He's put too much work in the game, and he's got the receipts to approve it. And if he doesn't think that someone else is showing him the respect that he deserves, then he gonna stand up on business. I understand that. Don't look like there's going to be no peace deals brokered. And I respect him not wanting to back down. I mean, even his own words are saying there's going to be winners and there's going to be losers. All right, guys, that is your video. Drop me a comment down below. Make sure you put a timestamp down up in there so I know exactly which component of the content that you were referencing. But what do you guys think about the podcast? What do you guys think about his thoughts? What do you think of my coverage, my commentary over these thoughts? Let me know down below. And last but not least, I will see you guys soon. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.